I know a lot of the times we buy homes in cash,
Yeah.
but sometimes, let's say, what are the scenarios where maybe cash won't work or cash is not an exact option for a sale? Can you give me some examples of why?
No, this is a good point to bring up actually, because look, the reality is a lot of sellers who leave inquiries for us to reach out to them, a cash offer is not going to work. It's just not going to work at all. And there are many reasons. The most common reason is because the price is too high, right? Sellers want what they want. And so, in most of those cases, a cash offer just won't work. And so,
What kind of options we have if we can't if we're not doing cash? Are there other options that we can do?
no, 100%. We have a myriad of strategies that we can work with the seller. So the way I like to look at it is, okay, the seller comes to us looking for cash, right? Let's say if cash doesn't work, which sometimes it doesn't. My mind automatically pivots to our equity protection program or a sub two, something of that nature, something that would make sense for the seller and us. And once again, it usually comes down to price. Yes, sometimes it's tight because of the amount of debt on the property. Other times it's tight because of the amount of time that we have to close. Most of the time, it's price. So we can stick to that, right? So let's say our cash offers are coming in between 250 and 270 on a property, right? And the seller wants hard 290. Well, obviously, there's nowhere for us to meet to make it make sense. We can't pay 290 and you don't want to sell less. You don't want to sell for less than 290. And so the perfect middle ground, and I've went over this so much, is our equity protection program.
What is an equity protection program?
So our equity protection program, put simply, is we'll renovate the house without ever buying it. And so you can look at it as the buyer and seller going into a partnership together. We come in, we do the renovation at no cost to the seller whatsoever, no penalty at all. We do the renovation. We'll turn around and relist the property below market value. This is the key. So the perfect combination that we create there is the most quality property in the neighborhood for the best price. Not the lowest price, not the highest price, but the best price. Effectively, with a property like ours that we put work into, the buyer on the back end is getting the biggest bang for their buck, which means that is a recipe for a quick sale. And so even though we're coming in and we're doing the renovation, which usually takes up to 2 weeks, pretty quick, once we relist it, we become the best option pretty much immediately. And with that scenario, once again, it sells quick. And that allows the seller to, once again, get that 290 that they wanted so bad. And that allows us to step into the deal and get something done that makes sense for both us as the buyer, for both us as investors, and the seller. And so it is the perfect middle ground in 100% of the situations that we enacted upon.
Oh, that's great. So outside of cash, it's not heavy house is meant to always get a cash depending on what the seller wants. But at the same time, we have a lot of creative ways that we can make sure that everyone wins. Us, like the investor, the seller, as you know, they walk away with the cash that they need, and you know, for their own venture, and then also us as buyers slash investors, we make sure that we're getting what we call a win-win situation for them and us at the same time.
Yes, 100%. It is a true win-win. They get more money and we make money. That's a win-win. And if anything is a win-win, that's a win-win, right?
Bang.
So to the individuals out there, let's say, because we've had some people leave comments on the post that says false advertisement and whatnot. Guys, it's not false advertisement if we simply can't pay cash for your property because you want too much money. Maybe adjust somewhere, or we can have a discussion on the equity protection program. And I just want to be clear on that.
No, of course, you know, and that's the main thing is that, you know, what we are is at the end of the day, you know, like Neiman Group, we ourselves, we're problem solvers. So if we can have like clear, candid conversations and we understand all the factors of, you know, like maybe why there could be reasons why someone may want a certain amount of cash. There's a million different reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
We will do our best to work with you to make sure that one, you get you get what you need, whether it be us as buying the house in cash, or two, we may have to do an alternate route with we just discussed the equity protection program. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure there's a solution that works for everyone. Us as buyers and investors, and of obviously, we only exist for our wonderful customers, and so for everyone as sellers, we want to make sure they get what they need as well.
Yes.